you guys. It's me, Dr. Torie. My book is officially out. And yes, it is time to talk about ACEs. You guys can find the books everywhere. However, I would encourage you guys to go to my website, Be VicTORIEus.com, and place your order today. Yes, it's time to talk about ACEs. Let's go, y'all.
Hello, 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 you guys. Welcome to another episode of Be Victorious. You all know who I am. It's Dr. Torie, also known as Dr. Victorious, because I create victory in people, and it's been working. It's been my pleasure to have this cycle breaker series because the guests that have been on here have been phenomenal. But this cycle breaker here, this one is going to be an amazing episode. You know why? Because she is mine, my firstborn, the one who made me who I am today. She is a cycle breaker within herself. And I had to share that because you guys got to understand the level of enthusiasm is on 10 for me. So, Kamari, what are you?
Hello, hi, my mom. Oh gosh.
Oh, but you know what? The crazy thing is, this is me all the time, 24 hours a day, 7 days a
Yeah,
week. Love you. So, like, at the end of the day, understand you guys, she is the cycle breaker. So, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule, as a lot of people may not know, to have this interview. Thank you so much for being here.
no problem.
So, Kamari, what is your definition of a cycle breaker?
Um, Someone who doesn't continue generational traumas, in
Mm,
simple words.
okay. And so, how would you describe your journey as a cycle breaker?
How would I describe my journey as a cycle breaker?
Well,
Um,
do you know what cycle breaking is, but
yeah,
do you embrace yourself as a cycle breaker?
in some ways, I guess. I don't know. I don't feel like I necessarily need to like express myself in a cycle breaking way or like a generational trauma breaker way. I
Mhm.
just do me and it's different from what anybody else has done.
Mm. Because you are unique and you are one of a kind. You are a blessing. And I have shared this for the ones that know my journey. I never hide. She is the person that actually really changed my life. There are people that have been here through stages. And for the ones who met me as Dr. Victorious, she is that reason. Did not know that I can have children. And here she is 18 years later, graduating. We are headed to orientation for college. We
Literally tomorrow.
are excited. So you have to understand this level of excitement is nothing but a blessing for me. So that's the reason why I asked, because again, I'm a cycle breaker, but you also know what cycle breaking is and what it looks like for you. So that's your journey for cycle breaking. You think that ACEs had anything to do with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So you know about ACEs.
Yeah.
Well, see, people may not know Kamari
Well,
because
I mean, I'm not gonna say like I don't have no choice, but it's like what I've embedded and like grown up in. So of course I know, you know.
yeah, okay. Because, this is when you first did your episode, you were episode 5.
How old was I?
I don't know. And
Fifteen,
yeah,
16.
I just
I think
looked
I was
up.
15.
Yeah, you were young. You were young. And a lot has happened since then. So, are you aware of that ACEs score? Are you aware? Has it helped you? Like, what's going on? I mean, what makes you a cycle breaker? This is a cycle breaker series.
Um, I feel like what makes me a cycle breaker is just like I guess what I do, my talents. Um, it took me a while to get to like where I am and like embracing my talents just off like not I don't know, not experiencing I guess basic life, especially like moving like down here to Texas, like everybody kind of has like a basic life story in a
Mhm.
way. Like mom and dad pay for all their stuff, you know, life happening. Um I don't know how to like answer the question rather. I don't know. Like is there a way you could like elaborate or
Okay.
um
So you, of course, unfortunately know that you have aces.
yeah, like it's not like this is a new conversation for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
For other people, it's a new conversation. They're not
Yeah.
aware of those things. So it's different. I mean, how do you feel or how do you see your life different than other people that don't know? You know what I mean?
I guess I could say to give a better answer. Um I'm oddly self-aware, but I think that comes from like an aces like perspective. Like I like see myself doing things and it's like, oh wait, that was kind of like not very, you know, cycle breaker aces of me. But um like so other people like don't necessarily see their actions in a way that like I know something is wrong prior just based off of like growing up and like having the fear of like messing up. So I feel
Well,
like even if
let's talk about that. That's something to talk about.
mm,
That's good. So why would you have a fear of messing up?
I don't know, just black girl growing up, oldest sibling.
Okay, yeah, we're getting somewhere now. Okay, okay. So oldest siblings, do you believe in the older siblings like stereotypes?
Stereotypes like what?
You
There's a
tell
lot of
me.
stereotypes.
You tell me.
I am the stereotype.
Ooh, tell me more.
Um, I don't know, like I see a lot of people like basic Netflix shows or TV shows, Disney Channel, and it's like the older sibling is like I don't want to say head of the household. That sounds so crazy,
Oh, that's
but I
okay.
do feel like I do a lot, like as an older sibling.
You know what?
And I feel like I've always done that.
I think it's part of you because it's your role. Like it's been your role, but you take your role so seriously. You know what I mean? But you
Yeah,
didn't have a choice.
yeah.
So is that a good thing or bad thing?
I feel like it's a good thing, but in other households, it could be a bad thing.
Right.
It has its ups and downs.
Right. I mean, and that's a real respectable answer. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
I'll be honest, for me, I think about the question when I think about cycle breaking. Like for me, depending on the household, I'm a middle child.
Hmm.
But with my dad, I am a firstborn. So those firstborn responsibilities were embedded upon me. When you think about being the, first one, I'm saying I'm still the first girl, you know what I mean, regardless of me being a middle child. But my dad holds me accountable for those firstborn responsibilities bad. So I
Hmm.
kind of get what you're saying, coming from a firstborn perspective. But I will say, I honestly knew that you would fit the bill. I did. And I'm saying that only because you were excited like to have a sibling, like you take care of your siblings to the T. So for me, when I think about cycle breaking, I think about the level of expectation that you have set for not only yourself, but for the people around you. Like to hear or see your friends, like I obviously am the cool mom and it's an amazing thing. But just to see you move in your respective circles as a leader is kind of cool. Do you know that that's what you're doing? Do you know
Yeah.
that you're a leader?
Yeah. Everyone tells me that, and I'm kind of like naturally like the older sibling, quote unquote, for everybody, just because I do end up being the oldest in all of my friend groups, and just like my demeanor, my personality, just like growing up, that has came with being an older sibling.
Do
So
you like being an older sibling?
yeah, I don't want to be the youngest.
Yeah, why you say that?
I don't know. I mean,
I mean,
this generation,
mhm,
I
mhm,
feel like I couldn't be, well, I'm not gonna say I couldn't be 12 again, but I couldn't be like 12 two older siblings, um, still like navigating through life. Like obviously I'm still navigating through life, but I've made it past like so much stuff. But I feel like sometimes I do think about how life would be differently if I did have like an oldest sibling like consistently. Because
mhm,
like I have like those people in my life who do represent um, older authority figures that are not parent or guardian.
mhm,
Um, so I do have that like aspect, but like a biological way. I do think about like, what if I did have an older sibling? Like life would be differently. I kind of like had to not figure out everything on my own, but like I didn't have like that older sibling to like tell me like how life is literally gonna go, or how
right,
school is gonna go, or like basic advice on how to navigate and clean the house, like
right.
little stuff like that. I kind of had to like figure that out like on my own.
Mhm.
So I think that like represents a lot of like who I am
Yeah.
in my different friend groups.
And the crazy thing is, people are watching, and it's not just your own siblings, but it's other people.
Hmm.
You know, so that makes you the leader. That makes you the cycle breaker because we see it. They
Yeah.
they they navigate your way. So I'm excited. I again, I didn't sign you up for the podcast. You did. So you took the steps to want the world to know that you're a cycle breaker. So congratulations. So
Thank you.
as far as healing and empowerment, what are some of your healing strategies, like habits, supports? What are some of the things that you do that help you through your healing journey?
um I feel like I'm still trying to figure that out.
Okay.
Like there's other steps that I can take and still want to take and explore, like different things I haven't tried. Like painting obviously is something that I like have always found comfort or healing in. However, I guess I should kind of get back into it, but I've kind of like moved away.
Mhm.
So but I feel like I've only done that because I want to find more things that I find healing in that aren't like my basic go-tos.
Mhm.
Um, I color, I draw, I go on walks, I watch TV shows. I talk it out sometimes. I'm working on that. Um,
It's okay. I do it too, girl. You got that from me.
so I guess those would be like my basic, just like creative arts, um, cleaning, working, doing like consistent work. I feel like it's healing, but it also is something that can be portrayed as like suppressing. So I'm trying to like navigate my way around that
Mhm.
also.
Mhm. Would you cons so what you're saying is you're looking into other therapeutic
Yeah.
types, you know what I mean? Not just talk therapy or art therapy. You're looking for other ways to navigate through.
Hmm.
I like the fact that you are 18 and know that there's other options. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, there's like the not obvious stuff, but the stuff everyone tells you about, like therapy. Like, yeah, I don't have a problem with therapy, but I also do feel like there's so much more out there for specific people
Hmm.
to find like what genuinely helps them.
Hmm. And you're navigating through that. That makes you
Yeah.
Breaker. I like it. I just think that it's cool. I mean, what is something that you wish people understood more about their childhood trauma or ACEs that isn't talked about enough?
If you don't recognize like where that childhood trauma came from, or like why said trauma makes you act the way that you act now, like growing up, was it something that you healed from? Question yourself, I guess. Because a lot of people don't recognize at the time that this is something that impacts the way that I do my daily life.
Right.
So I guess pinpointing what the trauma is, why it affected you, how it affects you, and not to project that onto like your daily life growing up. Make that something that you like move from, not express on others.
Respect. Very good. Very mature young lady, I promise you. I know who she is. I promise I do. Okay, let's see. We have a few more. Okay, so you've been a part of this wonderful Be Victorious movement. Oh, you better represent. I see it. I see it. So, how do you feel as someone that is a part of the movement as an ACEs ambassador?
How do I feel in like what ways, just in general?
Yeah, because a lot of people have learned about Be Victorious and Be Victorious Foundation because of you.
Yeah.
So, how do you feel?
Um, I feel good. I feel like this is something that a lot of people need to take more initiative in, because it's more than just identifying your trauma and getting over it. It's helping others do that, and also helping others that don't have the abilities to um, pinpoint out what said traumas are, what their ACEs are, or people that don't understand that. I feel like this is something a lot more people should um, take into their businesses as the world we live in today. And there's like traumas being gained in people's lives every day all over the world. So I feel like even like one group, one step at a time would make a bigger impact for the
Mm,
world.
mhm, mhm. So you believe it and live it for real.
Mm-hmm.
That's my dog. No, I'm playing. No, for real, I'm dead serious. Because let's be clear, I'm not asking. This is something that we actually really do believe in, something we grew within each other. The support has been extremely honorable, especially having them help it on the back end of it. If you all have been at the book launches, you've met the girls, they put in the work, they do the signage, they do the representation. I don't think it's been anything forced. I think it's something that you guys want to do. Correct?
Correct.
Why?
Um, again, like I said, well, I know a lot of people
Mhm.
and know a lot of stories, and knowing what I know, I kind of be like, yeah, girl, you just got a little trauma and it's okay. But you can't tell everybody that. So going back to like me being self-aware of not only myself but of like everyone else,
Yeah.
it like helps me like get people to the conversation of like why again they do the things that they do.
Yeah.
Because just listening to people, I immediately like know like, yeah, that's why you do that sometimes.
Yeah.
But I'm not judgmental doing that.
Oh,
It's just like, obviously we're humans are made to read people, not judge. So I feel like I do like read people, not on purpose, but that's just like what I've that's what being an ACEs ambassador is. Kind of, you just
it
read
really
people.
is. It
And yeah.
is. It is. You're right, because you know. That's the reason why it's like that for me. I always tell people if you look to your left, you look to your right, somebody got aces. But just imagine just the shift of the paradigm of having the conversation, being in a space where I could as a teacher, or not even as a teacher, just as a person that listens. I'll honestly say that I did start off undergrad with a degree in psychology, but I really, really, really did not know what I wanted to do because nobody told me in college you need more than just that psychology degree. Let's be clear. I didn't know that. I didn't have a me. You know what I mean? So I find it quite honorable that you're going to school knowing what you want to do. Stage management. What a wonderful move. Can you tell us more about that? Because how did you decide that that's what you wanted to do?
I decided that that's what I wanted to do while trying to figure out what I wanted to do. Everyone goes through that rigmarole of like, I want to do this, or maybe I do better doing that, or I just want to make money. Like, it don't matter what I do. So I guess just getting more stage management experience. I've been stage managing for 3 years, 3.5. I've done 22 plus shows, from musicals to plays to dance shows to talent shows, any production in the auditorium that you could think of, I probably like worked on. One of my shows made it to nationals. Just my experience for that show made it to nationals. And I got to talk about just like why I pursue stage management and why I love it. And I think after my state competition, before I went to nationals and I did qualify, it made me realize maybe this is something that I can do. After high school, just because I did spend so much time in the auditorium, why would I want to leave that space that I found so much comfort in? I might as well like get a degree in it. But I guess I didn't necessarily like finalize my decision. Like I went in college like exploratory studies major, which I still low-key am exploratory studies. But then after I went to New York, I went to 2 Broadway shows and I was like, yeah, this is I gotta be here. Like I gotta find my way back in New York. So after my New York trip in March, I auditioned for the stage management position at U of H, and I got into school, which is a very competitive position. They only accept 5 people. They open it up so I could be the 6th person, which is like, so it took me a minute to like figure out what I want to do. I still like have those moments where I'm like, I kind of, maybe I do want to end up doing something else, but I won't know until I get that experience. Simple things like maybe I could just like go to cosmetology school and like make money based off that, get an LLC, get a suite, call it a life, or keep baking, go to culinary school, get a suite, get an LLC, bake. You know, there's other things that I could do, but we're going to see how the stage management thing goes.
So the sky's the limit for you.
Yeah.
You are a boss for real. I'm so proud. Okay, I'm listening like everybody else. Let's be clear. I do know these things, but just hearing you talk about it, how enthused are you? Like, these are your accomplishments. These are the things that you have accomplished in your life and the things that you have experienced. And you're also a mentor through the foundation. So how do you, I know I said, how do you feel the first time, but like, how do you really feel to list all of these wonderful accomplishments and you're just 18?
I don't know. I don't feel like nothing. Not because like it don't mean anything. Obviously, everything means a lot. I just, maybe it's a ACEs trauma thing, but I've never been like super like go crazy after awards and stuff. But I think that's just like me like being hard on myself. Like I'm expecting to get those awards. I'm expecting to, like, I don't expect anything less, if that makes any sense. So when I do like have these accomplishments, it's just like, yeah, why wouldn't I? But not on a cocky level, just on a like,
And that's understandable, but let's talk about that real quick. Is that something that you have set for yourself? Is that
no,
is
that's something that I've like set for myself because of others.
okay? Because of others like who?
Everybody, the world is gonna tell you if you don't succeed, you're gonna like end up dead.
And
That's like,
I mean, and I respect that. And
well, I guess that's like just me, but also just like I feel like any adult figure in my life has kind of been like not pushed me in a bad way, but I've always been like,
because you do it to me all the time. But you're destined for greatness. You know what I mean? Like, especially coming from my perspective as someone who, you know, if the world doesn't know, I had Kamari when I was 30 years old. So I was just now finding myself. It's people out there, you're not anywhere near 30. You know what I mean? So look at how much life you still have to have. You know what I mean?
crazy.
And with mine, I know it's crazy, right? But this is what I tell people. Wait, say that again.
So it's not that far.
It's not that far, but think about it. Look at how much has happened in my life. When you think about 30 years is a long time. But then in 18 years, look at how much I've accomplished in 18 years. So when you look at it from cycle breaker to cycle breaker perspective, like that's an amazing thing. You have
Mhm.
to know, you have to own your role as cycle breaker. I also had to learn minds, but minds had to deal with me understanding that imposter syndrome is real. You know what I mean? Like, let's be clear, no shade, but my name, I've never heard of it in my life. So I knew something then. Like to this day, we still play around with my name because people don't know how to say it. But the reality of the situation is it's unique, it's one of a kind. We knew it was going to be something. But what I'm learning, honestly, is the fact that I was never given Dr. Victorious. It was given to me. And as I grow in the grace of God, I'm realizing that that's what's happening. It's the awareness of ACEs, but it's also the creation of victory in other people. You know what I mean? And that's what it is for me. So to have you here as this cycle breaker moment is happening and this full circle moment is happening, it's definitely humbling because you're the reason why I became a cycle breaker. So I know that that's heavy to carry too. You know what I mean? I know for a fact that that's heavy to carry. But what you have to understand is before you were born, I was not this at all.
Yeah.
So I hate to give you that, you know what I mean? But you have to take that and know that seriously for the ones who are just now coming into the story, that's the truth. I started off as a substitute teacher, seriously, to get back into what people don't know and realize is I had a master's degree already. I just didn't know what to do with it. You know what I'm saying? So all of this to me is a full circle moment, especially having you in the chair to have this conversation with my firstborn, who I know carries that heavy weight because I used to have to carry it too. I know it was hard on you. You know what I mean? That's the reason why I cannot wait to watch episode 5, you guys. You guys will actually see it. Um, Kamari was on the um, podcast, episode 5, ready. But so much has changed since episode 5. You know what I mean? So when you think about experience and when you think about growth, you think about, I can't do anything but think about grace. You know what I mean? Like, look at the growth that we've experienced, the places that God has put us in to help us grow. So, wait a minute, shout out to Concord Baptist Church, let's be clear, because look at what has happened. So, it's a pleasure and honor. It's a full circle moment for me to have this conversation with you and us have this conversation as adults, let's be clear, who are still there, because honestly, we could do something different. I could just like, all right, I can quit. You know what I mean? Like I'm done. But entrepreneurship to me inspires me to do better. You know what I mean? it's been working in my favor. So I had no other choice. People talk about sister treats all the time. All the time. Did you know that this entrepreneurship was going to be great for you?
Yeah. um I've been like, even before like it was like named to the business, I was doing just me selling out of my book bag, selling cookies and cakes, let's be clear.
And now y'all do it. Do y'all have to do it?
Yeah, we gotta make money. We don't have to do it, but like, in this
I think easier.
land of the free, home of the brave.
Yeah. Because I mean, what else can we, do we have to do? I'll also share this while we're here. When I got here, I feel like I tried the um work at a school. I did that. You know what I mean? You all were at school, I was at a school, we were doing our thing and all of that. But I still didn't get a chance to do the mother part of things, you know what I mean? Because I
Mhm.
was at schools, you know what I mean? And I think even with that, the Lord has led us here to where I was able to participate, I was able to support, I was able to do those things. So I also got to give entrepreneurship a great shout out because here it is. We're going into year 3. I'm taking you to school. I'll get that opportunity. I promise y'all, I'm gonna leave her alone. I will not be in Dallas, y'all. I mean, not in Dallas. I will not be in Houston. I'm gonna let this baby live. I promise. Because I know y'all, this is my baby. I love her to death. But I am going to let her go to college. I just find it interesting that this is a full circle moment. I was supposed to be in Houston a long time ago with you and made a decision, assuming that I was following, but it's a different feeling this time with us going to Houston. When you're centered on God's grace, it's just an amazing feeling. Like, I'm excited for this road trip. I'm excited for you to go to this school. I'm excited for everything. So before we leave, any conversation, anything, because we've actually went through a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that you would like to share?
Um, I don't have anything that's like specific. I mean, I represent my foundation,
Yes, you do.
and I mean, I still have things to work on myself, so
Mhm.
the journey is never like over. So.
Right. I just want you to know how inspiring you are. For those who don't know, because Corey is Corey, Kamari is Kamari, and Kennedy is Kennedy. I love that you all have your individual personalities and they show and they reflect and they shine. Corey said on her podcast episode that she was inspired to do her podcast episode because of her sister. So before we leave, how do you like that role of being loved by your sisters? I am going to share this for the ones who don't know. Her sisters are the ones who came up with her graduation party. Her sisters have been involved in a lot of things that have happened for her through love and support. How do you feel about that? Because you do carry that role of big sister, but there's some good reward. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, there's always good reward. Like I said, there's ups and downs. There's ups, like obviously I wouldn't change it for the world.
Mhm.
Um, and as much as I do for them, yeah, they better like, do something in return.
Uh-huh. Cause
So
she ain't hide her love from her sisters. I thought it was the cutest thing. So I'm like, yes, my kids have been on my podcast, but you also know, and I know that people really look up to us in that regard because we do have a great relationship. We have our ups and downs too. Like, let's be clear. I get the rolling of the eyes. I get all of that. Trust me, I do. We have our good days, but I do get a lot of positive things. I'm back on TikTok, y'all. Of course, y'all already know because it's been blowing up already. Um, they like Dr. Mommy page because that was us growing up dancing and doing videos and things like that. So to get these real life experiences that people are, starting to watch and see you driving the car, that's still trending. I think that has high regard. So I want to actually shout out to some of the cycle breakers that are single moms because I learned a lot. You know what I mean? I'm still learning. I'm not perfect. I'm not at all not saying, but I do think that we have a good, decent relationship. We communicate with each other a lot. Is there, while we're doing this impromptu, is there anything that you would give to those that don't have that type of relationship with their parent?
Find someone that you can have that relationship with, even if it's not, I'm not going to say find a mother in someone else or find a father in someone else, but have some type of like authority in which you could come to.
You got a good community.
Yeah.
Proud of it. Me too. I think so too. I enjoy your friends. Like I said, I'm happy to be the cool mom. Um, I don't know. I just feel like in this positive state that I'm in right now, I just got to be grateful. Just the fact that yes, it could have been, or it could be different. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm grateful for you, Kamari. And again, I don't hide my love for you. You did change my life. Um, one last thing. If you can say one thing to someone just beginning their healing journey, what would it be?
Don't take identifying your traumas as the end of the world. Like, once you like are aware of what hurt you, don't like stop the journey there. Like, obviously finding out and figuring it out and understanding that is going to take time, but allow it to like surface on you.
Very good advice. Kamara, I love you. Where can I find you on social media? Because let's be clear, I don't know if you want that information out there, but you're a mentor, honey. You have people that have been influenced by you. You can't say that that's not true when you have people that have said it. So,
Yeah.
what do you
I
want?
mean, I'm a mentor for the Be VicTORIEus Foundation. I don't be on that's on my social medias like that. I do marketing and stuff, so I do social media, but I have my own like
So she said what she's saying is y'all looking for a founder at Be VicTORIEus Foundation. Let's be clear, represents, because that is my firstborn, the one that changed my life. I'm gonna have to give her her own, but I can't help it. That's the truth. Anybody that knows me knows that I don't hide it and never have. And I absolutely adore and love you so much. So thank you again for coming on the podcast. We'll be taking a trip coming up very, 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 very shortly. Um,
before.
will it be, or would you be comfortable sharing your journey a little bit more for those who are headed to college? Because, granted, on one side of your family, you are the first to like actually go to college. So congratulations.
Thank
It's
you.
a blessing. Would you mind sharing that story possibly?
Um, well, I guess my college journey, I'm still trying to figure that out myself. Like, I still have to go to orientation, so there's still like holds on that little account. But um, I guess my school and my counselors, my teachers, kind of set it up for students to graduate either military, workforce, or college. So uh, after figuring out what I needed to do, did that FAFSA, TSI completed. I mean, just the basic follow along figure out which college you want to go to, because U of H was not my first college, but it's what has my major. And if a girl needs to transfer, she can transfer. So I'm still like, I don't have the perfect story. I'm still trying to figure that out and navigate myself. Who knows? Like, I don't know if college is for me. I'm just going to say that I went and to get that experience.
Mhm.
So
That's for anybody. That's for anybody. Because for some people, that's really what it is. Some people going like, nope. Me and Kennedy talk about it all the time because she's heavy into real estate and she's like, I don't think I need to go. But yeah, there's no pressure because at the end of the day, I'm heavy as someone that sees the world as a big box of opportunity. Yeah, college is not for everybody. So this wasn't anything that was, you get to go to college. Come on, the sky's the limit. You are very talented and you can do whatever you like. So I wouldn't be surprised if you, in the middle of doing everything, went and got a your cosmetology license. I'm not surprised. I wouldn't be, you know what I mean? But that's the things that people need to understand and know. They don't know that it's either or. You know what I'm saying? So when the ones that do the either and then it don't happen, it's like, well, what's your next steps? At least you know that there's options and available, things available for you. You know what I'm saying? I
yeah.
don't that you better go to college or else. No, this is what we're trying. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But you want, I mean, not to say like that, Dallas College is always available.
Oh, trust, I know. I don't have no shame. Like, I was, when all my friends were over here yesterday, me and one of my friends, we were just talking outside for a long time, and I was just saying, like, just because of like what I've been through, I don't really mess with change like that. So I'm going to college to get that experience and to see like if this is something that I do like. But like, again, I don't have no shame in like doing 2 year and then transferring 4 year, or working and I'm gonna go to school, whether it's college, 2 year cosmetology or culinary. I'm going to be at somebody's school learning something. Um, and then working on top of that. Like, I don't know. We'll see how first semester goes.
And that's what all we can do is just wait. Well, of course, I'm sure you'll be back for another episode. But I thank you again for taking time out of your busy schedule to sit with us. Again,
Mhm.
guys, you have me and Karmari together on another wonderful episode of Be Victorious. We'll talk to you guys. So, before we end, let me put you can find me everywhere on social media. When I mean Instagram, I'm there as Dr. Victorious. I am on Facebook as Dr. Victorious. I am on LinkedIn as Be Victorious with Dr. Torie Williams. I have a mighty community. I encourage everyone to go onto my website where there's classes. There's all kind of wonderful resources there. Come check us out. You guys, don't forget us on podcasts everywhere. We're doing our thing. We love you guys. Talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
You're so cute. Good job, Mom.